What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jim, back again with another video, and today I am here with...
Ramiro Stein Petrasso.
Awesome, man. What did you do and what did you play?
Okay, I got 6th place at the Side Deck Regionals, and I'm playing the best deck of all time, Heroes.
Hey,
Yep.
let's go. Love to see it.
Yep, yeah. I heard base decks were really good this format, so I played the most base deck there is. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, nothing gets better than Heroes, man. Do you have any shout-outs?
For sure, yeah. Okay, so the first and biggest shout out goes to my boy Alec Roth. So Alec, the Friday before the regional, he was at locals, and I missed the ride, and he called me and he said, "Hey Ramiro, I have your Starlight Stratos," and I was just like, "What?" So I opened my deck box, and sure enough, I was missing a Stratos. So he found it on the floor, and he got it to me like at 1 a.m. the night before the regional. So without him, I wouldn't have my deck list complete. I would probably just realize like the morning of. So Alec, yeah, thanks a lot. You're a great friend. I really appreciate you.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alec.
Yeah, shout out to Alec for sure. Yeah, the other big shout outs go to my boy Billy for helping with my list. He ended up recommending I play Cosmic Cycle, and that ended up being really good. So I'm really thankful for Billy. Big shout out to my boy Steven and my boy Leo. They both helped me supply me with my ulti fusion destinies that you'll see very soon. So that was huge. I really enjoyed playing them. So yeah, big shout out to them as well. Yeah, big shout out to the UWG community. Best UWG community ever. They helped me test, they helped me build. Without them, I definitely wouldn't be here. So yeah, they're my boys. They're the best.
All right, let's get into the list.
All right, for sure. Okay, so to start off, we played the 3 Stratos. I definitely think that playing 3 Stratos is correct. If you see my last video, I was playing 3 Stratos there as well. I'm playing 3 Stratos now. I never really play less than 3. So I definitely think you want to see it all the time, because a lot of times in this deck, like if you don't get to a starter, like your hands are kind of weak. Stratos, if you already have combo, also serves basically just like as a defensive piece, because you can use the second effect instead to just pop cards. So this card is really this card's never really dead whenever you see it. Like it always has something to do, and I never really want to play less than the maximum. So yeah, consistency, power, it really does all you want. Up next, we played the 2 Shadow Mist. Good discard fodder off of Ferris. Good way to get to mass change. So this build is a little bit more centered around going first. So it really is like the same build that I was playing in January, but like with a few changes. The mentality of it is a lot different. So now I'm trying to go first a little bit more. And for that, like you definitely want to see Shadow Mist in your opening hand. That way you can special summon it and get to mass change. Because Dark Cloud is really good in this format. It stops a lot of decks, and if you can protect it, you can usually win. So definitely want to play 2. Don't really want to play 3 because it really clogs at 3. Don't want to play 1 because you'll never see it. And a lot of times, like if you get a Crowd or Meister, you kind of lose if you don't have the second one on the crackback. So I really like this set too. It's pretty standard. A little bit of a non-standard pick. 2 Liquid Soldier. So I've always been on 2 on this. Never regretted it. I definitely think that 2 is correct because like in this deck you usually want some kind of investment for your grand game. I've seen a lot of people play like second Poly, some people play second Miracle Fusion. I play the second Liquid Soldier because first of all, if you draw this, if you draw this in the opening game, like it really isn't dead. Like you usually need this like in your opening hand to like, or to get to it to like perform a lot of OTKs or going first combos anyway, because you want the draw or you want to use its effect to special summon Shadow Mist. However, people for some reason like don't really play the second one, and the second one comes up a lot in the grind game, especially like if you resolve the Liquid Soldier effect to summon Shadow Mist and you set the mass change, when you on their next turn when you resolve the mass change and summon Shadow Mist, you get a search, right? And usually like the best search off of there is the second Liquid Soldier, because a lot of decks can't really like out Dark Claw efficiently. And if you search the second, if they throw all their resources on the board, out the first one, then you normal summon the second Liquid Soldier, revive Shadow Mist, get second Dark Claw, and then they basically are forced to scoop. So that's one of the reasons that I play this as my grand game piece. And honestly, like being able to set it up like after turn 1 to like revive Stratos after it's been used to like get either the pop or the search is really good as well. Up next, I played the Solid Soldier and the Honest Neos. So this is a new addition. So people that have seen my last list will know that I wasn't playing this before. I am now for a couple reasons. So first of all, because this is a going first deck, you're trying to get the Dark Claw as often as possible, and because I'm playing like the full E-Call Roto lineup, a lot of times you have two search spells, or you have like a search spell in Shadow Mist or a search spell in this. And if you do, like, what happens if you do is like you play like as many searches as possible, get to this and Shadow Mist, and special summon the Shadow Mist, and then boom, that's Dark Claw. If you have any sort of extender, you can sometimes either make Verde or DP, or just make DP directly, and that basically establishes your going first board. The float effect never really comes up. If you're going second, it's a little bit one more. You usually already have game without it, and the fact that someone's in defense position doesn't really help you. And it's honestly you never really search this going second anyway, so this barely hits the board if you're going second. Yeah, a lot of times if I draw the going second, I'll just discard it off of Ferris. Honest Neos helps get over big stuff. Super searchable, really strong. You never really want to play more than one, because it definitely does clog. But it's super searchable at once, so you have to play it. For the Destiny Hero lineup, I played the 2 Mali and the 1 Denier. I've never been a fan of playing more than these for Destiny Heroes. These are really all you need. If you send these off in Mass Change, you have an insane grind game, because this recycles this, which means that you basically have just 3 free buys on the field, and with those you can go to Cross Crusaders, get some searches. These two alone, nothing else in field, nothing else in grave, nothing else in hand, is OTK. And yeah, that's what makes them so insane. These two, having this setup makes it so that you can just win random games that opponents definitely don't expect. Yeah, most people don't know that this can summon itself if you have a Destiny Hero engraved, not just on field. So they barely ever respect it until it's too late. For the Vision Hero package, I played the 3 Ferris, I played the 2 Increase, and I played the 2 Vion. So this is your main starter / extender of the deck. This is usually what you search off of Stratus. And if you're not searching this off of Stratus, you usually search something to pitch off of the Stratus, which is usually Shadow Mist. So this is the main way that you OTK. It's your bread and butter. So this Ferris on summon gets you to increase on summon gets summons itself, and increase summons itself and the Vion. And from there you can make DP, you can make Absolute Zero, Sunrise OTK, you can make Trinity. You can really just do whatever you want with this deck. Yeah, it's honestly it's very, very strong. It's a very strong package. It's the heart and soul deck. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I definitely don't want to play any less than 2 increase, because you're basically trying to resolve this every game. And if you draw the 1 increase, it basically becomes dead. So you honestly funny enough, you will decrease your Vic rate by just playing the 2. And a lot of times it honestly can be okay to draw a lot of times, because if you have this and this, you can pitch the increase off of the Ferris, and if it gets impermed, you can later just recur it with the effect to place it on the field if you take damage. So honestly, it's not I would not play less than 2. Never have, never will. 2 Vion. Vion here is so you definitely want the second one in case you got the first one. Just like with increase, you very much want to special summon it rather than normal summoning it. But honestly, a lot of times just normal summoning it will get you to combo as well. So it's not bad to draw either. Yeah, it's not bad to draw, but it's not the best thing either. So you just play that too. For the defensive card lineup, I played the 2 Ash, the 2 Ogre, the 2 Drolls. I played 2 Cyclones, and then I played a playset of Droplets. This is my defensive lineup for this format. So Ogre, as I'm sure you guys know, has seen a lot of play this format. It's very strong against the Brave package. Hits Fateful Adventure, and they lose the grind off of Fate. They lose the grind off of Fateful. They don't get any searches. Ash, it's good. Ash is still really good at stopping random things. I really like ashing the Enchantress when they go for it off of tier B, because a lot of times they need that to resolve to they need that to resolve to get the bodies. And yeah, ashing it off of there makes it so that you lose a lot of momentum. Droll shuts down most decks this format. Base can't really play under Droll, so I've had a lot of them just like pass when they drolled, or they just go DP pass, which is basically the same thing. So Cyclone was kind of like a last minute addition. I played it because of that suggestion I mentioned from my friend Billy. So these used to be nibs. But the nibs were kind of dead. We're kind of being dead because a lot of the times, like, because you don't play like that many hand traps in this deck, you will usually just like draw the nib alone without any other hand trap. And so like nib is really good in this format if you can compare it with another hand trap. But if you draw it alone, it's honestly not that good. Cyclone honestly just like had a lot more utility. Helps out random floodgates, so it's really good in the Thunder matchup. You can out the trap or the map. The trap can't activate until the main phase, so you just activate this in the standby phase and snipe it. Because this is a more going first build, you can set it and then use it to like hit their fateful, and that stops a lot of their combos as well. Cyclone droplet, you definitely have to play it. So it's your main board breaker. It's really good in heroes because you have a lot of spells that you can send off of it to just like basically just like get it for free. And you have a lot of great effects that you can trigger off of it. Yeah, really strong. Yeah, so sometimes it kind of sucks like if they set up like a herald or something. But if they do, like a lot of times like you'll have like a lot of times like you can pair this with the hand trap to like stop the herald, or you know just yeah, or if they don't have the herald, you can just take away their entire board. For the spells, I played the 3 E-Call, I played the 1 Rhoda, yeah, full searcher lineup. In this deck, you really want to see Shrouds as fast as possible. You really like to see multiple of these, especially going first, because you can just go Solid Soldier, Shadow Mist, summon both, get mass change. Rhoda for the same reason, basically just the 4th copy of this. Yeah, sometimes it comes up that this can search Violence instead, because in some matchups Dark Legend is good like Thunder. You just search the Violence instead, go Solid Soldier into DP instead. Yeah, and then they also help summon something spicy when I'm playing the extra deck that I'll show you guys later. For the extenders, I played the triple mass change. Yeah, really good going first, really good going second. Going first is the Dark Claw. Going second, use it to like dodge random negates like Chi-Shao, like Imperm, like Veiler, and yes, summoning Blast off of this is really strong because you can bounce. A lot of decks have searchable back row. Like for example, like the Tenyu Synchro deck has Blackout. Obviously, Sword has Blackout. Flunders have like the map. Flunders have the trap. So it helps break boards, it helps snipe boards, it does a lot of what you want to do. The only real drawback is that you have to have a hero, but like, you know, this is a hero deck, you'll have heroes. The other extenders, I played 2 Hero Lives. I only saw this once during the tournament, and they got Gambit. So that was unfortunate, but in theory it's really good. Obviously, like it's one of the best extenders going first because it's just an instant Dark Claw, and that gets you exactly where you want. Going second, usually you can just go for Stratos instead. Having Stratos plays with your normal summon free makes it so you have like a lot more ability to like dodge around, play around stuff. So sometimes you can because Stratos isn't once per turn, you can go this to Stratos, to second Stratos, summon the Stratos, pop a spawn trap, and then do your combo. Yeah, I'm really happy this card came back to 2. It's one of the best cards in the deck.
I think OCG just got it to 3.
Yeah, the OCG just got it to 3.
Yeah,
with Fusion Destiny at 1. Honestly, like I would definitely be okay with that. If Konami needs to hit Fusion Destiny, please take a lesson from the OCG. Would not mind at all. Speaking of, we played the 2 Fusion Destiny. Yeah, thanks again to Steven and Leo for the ultis. Yeah, this card's obviously really good. Yeah, because we're playing a little bit more going first. We're using it to make boards rather than break boards. But obviously, it's really good at that. Makes DP, gets you all the resources you need. Yeah, I also didn't really see this a lot during the tournament. I only saw it like twice. But obviously, it's just really strong. Last thing I played was the fusion targets. So we searched Poly and Miracle Fusion in the combo. We don't play Dark Calling, we don't play Malicious Bane, so these are the only 2 spells you need. You really never want to play you never really want to play like more than 2 like non-starter search spells, because like they'll brick. Like seeing multiples of these is really bad in your hand. because they don't really do anything by themselves. So you always need to have something else. And yeah, that's why I don't play the Dark Calling, because because it makes the odds of drawing two of these like a lot worse. You definitely don't want to do it, and it's honestly not worth it. So these two, they are like okay to like draw out if you want to draw one of them, because you can make but they can make so you can make this live by just like pitching Liquid Soldier off of Ferris, and then you just make Illusion for anything, and then Poly, obviously, like you can just slam this down if you see it with enough heroes. But you never really want to see one or two of these. Yeah. Speaking of things that I'm not playing, I'm also not playing Plasma. I've heard a lot of people asking why. Honestly, like it's just a huge brick. You can't really do anything with the off cross Crusader either, which is one of the main benefits of playing Destiny heroes. I've really never been a fan. I tried it a little bit, like when Phantom Knights first became meta off of the release of Adventure. And honestly, like I just drew it all the time. I ended up cutting it. Didn't really like it. We also don't play like Malicious Bane, as I noticed. We're back on the Solid Soldier for now on a going first build, but that is definitely something that we would cut if we were going second gun.
Alright, solid.
Yep. All right, now for the extra deck. Mass change targets. We played the 2 Dark Law. We played the Acid. We played the Blast. These are the only ones that we're playing right now. I ended up cutting Anki for like something spicy in here that I'll show you guys later. But yeah, these two are enough. Honestly, like the Anki did come up a couple times, but it was like it wasn't so bad that I lost by those games. So I guess it was correct to cut it. Definitely might include it like again in the later list, but for now it's good. These two are these are like the main thing you make going first. If you can get to this and protect it, you're usually just good. There's not a lot of decks that can out this if they're susceptible to it. These two help you break boards. They both interact with back row really favorably, and dodging random negates, and then having back contraction effects makes it so you can break boards. I played the Sunrise, the Absolute Zero, and the Trinity for poly targets. So this is the main thing that you make off of poly. So you make this, you search Miracle Fusion, and then you make this. So a lot of times you hard make this with poly going first, because if you're going first, you usually have like a drop or mass change, and then you make this, you draw 2, you set either one, and then you drop this or mass change them away for a quick effect pop. It's a combo that gets you a lot of advantage going first. But you don't really make this. You don't really make this going second on poly. You usually make the Sunrise first, and then search the Miracle Vision for this. The Trinity still comes up a lot. It comes up a lot, like especially like with when you hand trap decks and they just like have like a bunch of link monsters left over. You make this. This is really easy to make under nib, so it dodges a lot of hand traps. You can't really imperm the attacking effect. So even if you can't attack multiple times, it's still good enough to just get the damage in.
That plus Honest Neos game, baby.
Yeah, this plus Honest Neos against so many people. Yeah, came up a lot during the tournament too. I made this all the time.
Yeah, you gamed them a lot with that?
Yeah, I gamed them a lot with this plus Honest Neos.
Man.
Yeah, definitely led to some surprise Pikachu faces.
Mm-hmm. It's a staple, huh?
It's a staple, yeah. I would definitely call it a staple. I played the DP. This is my only Fusion Destiny target. It's really the only one you need.
Another staple,
yeah. For the links, I played the 2 Cross Crusader. I played the Wonder Driver, and I played the Dread Decimator. You really like this at 2, because a lot of times you'll use one going first if you have some sort of combo, and then going second it comes up a lot to revive DP, and then just control the board from there. The fact that both these cards' effects are really strong. Yeah, this is what you make most of the time. This comes up a lot if you're going first, because sometimes what I'll do is I'll set this up with like a DP under it, and then I'll have a mass change, and then what will happen is that I'll mass change on their turn, DP pop on their turn, and then this comes, and then DP comes back next turn, goes to the zone. You reset poly or mass change, and then you can just outbrain them really easily. This comes up a lot of no TKs, especially Fusion Destiny TKs. I would never dream of playing this card. I've actually heard the suggestion, and I very much disagree. It's really strong for the bread and butter of TKs off Fusion Destiny. So the one generic link that we played the Verde. So this is if we get hand trapped on the Ferris, we can just use it to make Verde instead, because Ferris doesn't lock you until you resolve the effect fully. So what you do is like if it gets hand trapped, you just use it in your normal summon to make Verde, going to DP, and this play regardless. So the spicy addition that we have for going first is we play a couple of XYZs. We play the Bagooska and we play the Dweller. So the reason that we play these is because a lot of the times, like I said, you end up having like Solid Soldier and a monster that you summon off a Solid Soldier, or you end up having like a hero, lives, and then like like a normal summon. And then when you do, you make either of these, and they're both really strong. So this card in this deck is actually kind of funny because you can also make it going second to break boards. So a lot of times, like if you're staring down to like a DPE, you can go a hero lives, search Stratos, and then you go Stratos, search Stratos, and they'll just look at you funny. They'll be like, what? And then you normal something go Stratos, get your actual search off, make Dweller, detach so the DP doesn't float, and then you break the board. And it stops any floats. Like at locals one time, I added like a DP and an Avermax. Neither one floated because of this, and it was really funny. Bagooska. So I honestly I was kind of playing this more for the Flunder and Swordsoul matchups. So in Flunder it comes up a lot because like if you go like Solid Soldier for Shadowmist, sometimes a lot of times they'll shift to you first. So you'll know that like Dark Claw doesn't really do anything against in this matchup because like they shifted you already. So you make this instead, and this shuts down all of their plays, both for Sword Soul and for Flunder. So that's why you play this. Yeah, it's the plan B. It's really strong.
Okay.
Yep, that's the extra. Over on the side, we played we played the 3 Lancia. Honestly, like I'm not really sure about this card in this format. So it was really good at the beginning of the format when Phantom Knights was running around everywhere. But now everyone's switching to Based. So this card didn't really come up that much. I set it in against like Thunder and like against like a Dolce player, but that was basically it. I probably would just like cut this to 1 because we play the Sanctums, and then just replace this with like third Ogre, third Droll maybe, maybe some Token Collectors. But yeah, this is a slot to play around with. Probably keep the 1, play around these 2. We play the Scythe and we play the Sanctum package, like I said. Probably the best thing to play going first. If you hard draw this, you just set it and then you make DP and then you pop it anyway. So it's still good to draw. Yeah, the fact that this also leaves you with the body makes it so that you can OTK under Nib easier. And yeah, it just hard shuts down every deck besides besides like Flunder. But even against Flunder, you just go for Lancia anyway, and it's just undownable. So another going first thing that we played the 3 Shared Ride. So I really like this card. So I've heard I've heard a lot of people that have their doubts, but this card like in a format where Droll is really good, this card's also really good. Because it replaces itself, you can draw into more hand traps off of this. Most people know that it's a bad idea to play the challenge because you'll definitely punish them on the crackback. And the fact that it always just replaces itself because you always get like at least 1 search makes it really strong. I played the 1 Called By. I said there's a lot going first because people signed like Baylor, Ash, and Ogre, and you definitely want to snipe those going first. I also cited a lot going second if I play against Pranks because you can hit their bow out to like stop their turn. I play the 1 Duster. Yeah, this card comes up. This card comes in a lot against like backrow decks and against like random things like Sword Soul that play a lot of back row even if they're not like strictly back row decks. It's definitely the most like versatile like mass back row removal. And that's why we play. It's the one that we played. And then the last thing I played was like 3 Evenly Matched. So yeah, this comes in a lot to break boards as well. So I was kind of resistant to playing this at first because like the reasoning was that this is an OTK deck, you're meant to OTK, you're not supposed to reach main phase 2. But like this deck can set up boards on the crackback as well. So honestly, like that was kind of incorrect. Yeah, I definitely should have played this earlier. But yeah, it's honestly been really good this format. I drew it a bunch and it was always good. It was always good when I saw it. Good against back row, good against combo. It's really just like whenever you're going second, you just slide this card in. If you see it, you're usually happy about it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely a fan of Evenly this format.
Yeah, no, honestly,
especially against like the Sword Soul deck, you can break their board. A lot of times they don't have to follow up, so.
Exactly, yeah, and against Brave decks too. So there's a ruling with Evenly where if you evenly them when they have a token, they have to keep the token and they have to lose everything else.
Yeah.
And that makes it so that makes it a lot more devastating because like the token's never one they want to keep.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Evenly putting a lot of work.
Yeah, Evenly's great this format. Yeah, definitely should be on it. Yep, that's the deck. It's 43 in the main, 15-15 in the side and extra. Honestly, like I'm really happy with it. I was in a bit of a slump. Like after the dropless tournament, I kind of had a hard time topping locals. Then they need, you know, like my teammates from my new team, Team Saiyan, they helped me like tweak this deck, and it really definitely paid off, and I'm really happy that I got to top returns my favorite deck.
For sure, awesome, man.
Yep.
Yo, congrats again on your top, bro.
Awesome, thanks dude.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for the profile.
Of course,
and
anytime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey guys, make sure to leave a like and comment down below, comment section. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep,
Thank
see you
you.
guys.
Peace.